AGHAMAZING, my dear students! Welcome back to our science video lesson. I am your science teacher, Teacher Larry, and welcome to AGHAMAZING way of learning science. In our last video, we talked about the different types and parts of a wave. We will use those concepts in order to easily understand our new lesson for today, which is all about sounds. Observe the drummer and the guitarist. What are they doing to create a sound? You are correct. The drummer is repeatedly hitting the drums with his drumsticks, and the guitarist is repeatedly strumming his guitar. Because of their actions, they were able to create vibrations, and because of those, waves are also formed. In this case, sound wave is produced. Sound waves are longitudinal waves created from a vibrating source. Sound waves are mechanical waves. This means that it needs a medium in order to propagate. In our previous examples earlier, the drum that is repeatedly hit by the drummer and the guitar repeatedly strummed by the guitarist are the medium. A medium in order to produce sound waves can be in the forms of solids, liquids, or gases. Now let us talk about the speed of sound. The speed of sound is different in various materials. In which medium do you think will sound travel the fastest? Very good. It will travel the fastest in a solid medium or material. It will be followed by liquids and gases. But why is this so? Why sound travel fastest in solid and slowest in gases? It is because of the arrangement and spacing of the particles in each medium. Observe this illustration. You will notice that the particles in solid are more closely packed than the particles of liquid and gases. Because of this arrangement of particles in solid, sound waves travel more quickly in solid as compared to liquid and gases. It is important to remember that sound is a mechanical wave. It needs a medium to propagate. Therefore, we cannot hear sound from outer space because outer space is a vacuum with no solids, liquids, and gases. This is the reason why we cannot hear any explosion in outer space. Now, let us discuss the characteristics of sounds, which includes pitch, loudness, and timbre. We are going to use these terms that we discussed in our video 1 about waves in discussing the properties of a sound. Pitch refers to the highness or lowness of sound. The frequency of a wave dictates the pitch of a sound. The higher the frequency, the higher the pitch of the sound. Observe the following pictures. Which do you think has the higher sound? Yes, it is picture A, since it has a higher number of vibrations per second, which means it has a higher frequency, therefore it has a higher sound and higher pitch, as compared to the sound of wave of picture B, which has a lower frequency, which means it has lower sound and lower pitch. The human ear can only sense within the frequency range of 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This range is called audible range. It is the range to which a human ear can respond. Vibrational frequencies is above 20,000 Hz are called ultrasonic frequency. while frequencies below 20 Hz are known as infrasonic frequencies. Animals like dogs can hear sound as high as 50,000 Hz, while bats can detect as high as 100,000 Hz. The next characteristic is loudness. Loudness refers to how soft or how intense the sound is as perceived by the ear and intercepted by the brain. Loudness can be determined by the amplitude of the sound waves. Remember that amplitude is the height of the wave, and it tells us the amount of energy that a wave carries. Observe the following sound wave. Which do you think is more pleasant to the ears? Correct. It is picture A. Since it has a lower amplitude, therefore, it has a lesser amount of energy and have lower intensity. The sound that is produced is softer as compared to the sound waves in picture B. It has a higher amplitude and carries a large energy and have higher intensity. Sound intensity is measured by various instruments like an oscilloscope. The unit intensity level for sound is the decibel, which was named after Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone. Human ears withstand sound intensity level from 0 decibel to 120 decibels. The threshold of hearing is at 0 decibels, whereas the threshold of pain is at 120 decibels. Loudness is also considered as a psychological sensation that differs from different people. You may consider rock music as a soft sound, while others may consider it as a loud sound. They may consider it as a distorted sound, which is known as noise. Noise is a wave that is not pleasing to the senses. This is in contrast with music, which has a special sound that forms a pattern and is appealing to our sense of hearing. Next characteristic is timbre or tone quality. Timbre is used in differentiating two different sounds that have the same pitch and loudness. It is how we identify the difference between the quality of tone of one instrument from another. For example, if a flute and a guitar are playing the same notes, the pitch may be the same, but the timbre of each sound is very different. These two instruments produce different sounds even if they are playing the same note. The tone quality depends on the waveform of the wave. And that ends our discussion for sound. In our next lesson, we are going to study the characteristics of light. I hope you learned something in this two-part visual lesson. See you on our next science visual lesson.